A friendly underground cave system where the magma is hot, the glowing rocks are beautiful, and mysterious clouds overhead while we all pretend to sleep. Welcome to Undervale. Hello, listeners. To start things off, I've been asked to read this brief notice. The king has announced the opening of the garbage dump at the waterfalls, near the Royal Gar Undine's home and the market. We'd like to remind everyone that humans are not allowed in the garbage dump. Monsters are not allowed in the garbage dump. It is possible you'll see scientists in the garbage dump. Do not approach them. Do not approach the garbage dump. Try not to look at the garbage dump. Especially do not look for any time period at the scientist. The garbage dump will not harm you. And now, the news. Ex-Queen Toriel, inside the ruins, say that small children have revealed themselves to her. They were said to be 3 feet tall, radiant, and one of them was black. Said that they helped her with various household chores. One of them trimmed a tree for her. She's offering to sell the leaves, which have been touched by the human child. It was a black one if that sweets a pot for anyone. If you're interested, contact ex-Queen Toriel. She's in the ruins. A new monster has come into town today. Who is he? What does he want from us? Why his perfect and beautiful smile? Why his perfect and beautiful coat? He says he's a scientist. Well, we've all been scientists at one point or another in our lives. But why now? Why here? And just what does he plan to do with all those beakers and humming electronic equipment in the lab that he's rented? The one right next to Mr. Nice Cream. No one does nice cream like Mr. Nice Cream. No one. Just a reminder to all the parents out there. Let's talk about safety while your children play in the woods and the echo flowers. You'll need to give them plenty of warmth. Make sure there's no hidden pitfalls in the area. And keep an eye on the ceiling cavern colors. Is the ceiling blue? That means stop. Not a good area to play for the day. Is it green? That's the real guard. They keep a good eye on the kids, and they hardly ever take one. Is it painted with complex murals depicting humans attacking? No one knows what's up with that. Return to your home and lock the doors until a member of the Royal Guard leaves a yellow flower on your porch to indicate the danger is past. Cover your ears to blot out the sounds of screams and wails. Also remember, spider cider is basically spiders. So give your children plenty of water, maybe some crab apple slices when they play. A battalion is doing their drill practices at the palace. Disappeared today, only to reappear in the elementary gymnasium during dodgeball practice, disrupting practice quite badly. The battalion marched through the small gym for only a fraction of a second, and before it could disrupt any of the players, it vanished again. This time, apparently for good. No word yet on if this will affect Snowmen's game schedule, and if this could possibly be the effect of their bitter rivals, the Hotland Steamers. The Hotland Steamers are always trying to show us up with their fancier uniforms, better pre-game snacks, and possibly transporting an entire battalion into our gymnasium, delaying practice for several minutes at least. For shame, Hotland Steamers. For shame. The new scientist, and now that we know his name's Gaster, called a town meeting. He's a skeleton with eyes the color blue and orange. His lab coat is perfect, which we all hate and despair, and love the perfect coat in equal measure. Ex-Queen Toriel brought butterscotch pies, which were decent, but lacked salt. She said the human children had taken her salt for a determined mission, and she hadn't gotten around to buying any more. Gaster told us that we are by far the most scientifically interesting community in the underground, and he had just come to study what was going on around here. He grinned, and just about everything was perfect about him, and I fell in love instantly. The Royal Guard from a vague yet menacing agency were in the back, watching. I feared for Gaster. I feared for Undervale. I fear for anyone caught between what they know, what they don't know yet that they don't know. We received a press release this morning. The Undervale Boat People Association is proud to announce the opening of their brand new Undervale airplane and car racing arena. I have been to these facilities myself recently, on their invitation, and I can tell you that it's absolutely top of the line beautiful. Sturdy landing strips from eco-friendly post-consumer materials, a boardwalk for pedestrians, and plenty of stands ready for local food vendors and merchants to turn into a bustling marketplace. Now, there is some concern that the fact that, given we are underground, that there aren't any actual cars in the racing arena. That is definitely a drawback. I agree. The Boat People Association did not provide any specific remedies for the problem, but they assured me that the new landing strip should be a big boost to Undervale nonetheless. Maybe wait until the barrier breaks and head down there for the full racing experience. The local chapter of the SRA is selling bumper stickers as part of the fundraiser next week. They sent the station one to get some publicity, and we're here to serve the community. So, I'm happy to let you all know about it. Stickers are made from good, sturdy, vital materials and read, "Swords don't kill people. It's impossible to be killed by a sword. We're all invincible to metal, and it's a miracle." Stand outside your door and shout, "SRA!" to order one. Gasser and his team of scientists warned that one of the houses in the new development of New Home, out back of the elementary school, does not exist. "It seems like it exists," explained Gasser in his perfect count. "It's just like right there when you look at it, and it's between two identical houses. So it would make more sense to be there than not. But," he says, "they've done experiments, and the house is definitely not there." At news time, the scientists are standing in a group on the sidewalk, in front of a non-existent house, daring each other to go knock on the door. A great howling was heard from the Undervale post office yesterday. Postal workers claim no knowledge, although passersby described the sound as being a little like a human soul being destroyed through black magic. Nakarak, now, I don't know if you've seen this guy around. He's the one who appears to be maybe in human origin, yet he wears an orange outfit, a clown face and horns, and claims to be able to read tracks in snow and trees. He appeared on the scene, and swore that he would discover the truth. No one's responded, because it's really hard to take him seriously with that clown face. Lights could be seen over the hot dog stand. Not glowing traffic lights above the stand, something higher, and beyond that. We've caught on to their game. We understand the lights above the hot dog stand's game. Sunlight from another world. Ladies and gentlemen, the future is here, and it's about 800 feet above the hot dog stand. Gasser and his scientists are monitoring the station above Route 32. You see, the seismic monitors have been indicating mild seismic shift, meaning to say the ground should be going up and down all over the place. I don't know about you folks, but the underground has been still as a crust on a tiny globe rocking through an endless void should be. Gasser says that he's double-checked the monitors, and they are in perfect working order. To put it plainly, it appears as though catastrophic earthquakes are happening right in Undervale that absolutely no one can feel. Well, submit an insurance claim anyway. See what you can get, right, dear listeners? Traffic time, listeners. Now, the guards are issuing warnings about ghost cars on the highway. Those cars can be reaching unimaginable speeds, going for destinations unknown, something more unknown. We recommend you do not set your speed for these vehicles. Doing so would not be following the flow of traffic. However, they do say it's probably safe to match speeds with the mysterious light in the sky, as whatever entities or organizations responsible appear to be cautious and reasonable drivers. And now, the weather.
Welcome back, listeners. The snow didn't stop today. Gaster and his team of scientists report they're quite concerned about it. They've checked a couple clocks. The snow didn't stop 10 minutes longer than it should have. I asked a couple questions, but it didn't have anything concrete. But they sat around a desk clock, murmuring and cooing.
The king would like to remind you about the human world, the color of their souls. The reminder is that you should not know anything about this. The structure of the human world and the organization chart are privileged information, only known to the king. Please do not speak or acknowledge any human children you make while shopping at the Rabbits or at the Hotland Hot Magma Arcade Fun Complex. They only tell lies and do not exist. Report all human children sightings to the king for treatment. And now for a brief public service announcement. Jerry. Can he kill your children? Yes. Along those lines, to get personal for a moment, I think the best way to die would be to be swallowed by a snake, going feet first into the slimy maw to give your life perfect symmetry. Speaking of the Hotland Hot Magma Arcade Fun Complex, its owner, Heath Fleinsman, reports that he found the entire entrance to the vast above-ground city in the pin retrieval area above Lane 5. He says he's not ventured into it yet, merely peered into the strange spires and broad avenues. He also reports the voice of a distant crowd in the heights of the above-ground metropolis. Apparently the entrance was discovered when a bowling ball accidentally rolled into it, clattering upwards to the city above ground that echoed for miles above the impossibly huge cavern. So, you know, whatever population the city has, they know about us now, and we might be hearing from them very soon. Gaster, perfect and beautiful, came into our studio during the break earlier, but declined to stay for an interview. He had some sort of blinking box in his hand, covered with wires and tubes. He said he was testing the place for materials. I don't know what materials he meant, but the box sure whistled and beeped a lot. But when it came close to the microphone, it sounded like, well, like a bunch of baby snowdrakes that had just woken up. Really went crazy. Gaster looked nervous. I've never seen that kind of look with someone with that color of eyes. He left in a hurry.
He had told us to evacuate the building, but then...
Who would be here to talk to you so sweetly? To all of you out there. Settling into another dark and pretty evening here in Undervale, I hope all of you have someone to sleep through it with. Or at least good memories of when you did. Good night, listeners. Good night.
Tonight's proverb: where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.